Alright, hey guys, this is Bezmor again, and we've got more group PK vids. As you can see, I'm not in my normal faction. The reason for that is, for a 2-week span of time, a faction was created, pulling players from multiple factions together into one temporarily to fight against Gold Diggers, the number one, in quotes, TW faction. And so I joined that faction. It was just, to beat them for 2 weeks in TW, and the first week was like less than 15 minutes. They got rolled in TW, and then just last night they left the instance. They were getting beat so bad. So that's that. Like, best TW faction is not Gold Diggers. That's just how it is. Anyways, group PK. We've been doing it like 5 days out of a week. There's always massive group PK happening because of just that's how it is. So anyways, I've been getting some footage. This was from server shutdown night. We PK'd them straight till the 300-second shutdown message came up on the server, and we won. I mean, they've been getting destroyed constantly, and so yeah. As you saw, I just dropped a stone smasher. But I just did that because it looks cool. Mostly I've been dropping red tides, a lot of 2-spark skills, just staying out of it, dropping your 2 sparks, and just AoEing like mad. And one thing you might see me do is I'm doing this new thing. Alright, since I get focused a lot in fights, and by getting focused I mean like people specifically target me sometimes. It's really problematic if you're getting focused by DDs and CCers as a psychic, because then you either have to go white voodoo or you just have to run away, and then you're not helping anybody. I mean, unless you're dragging like 10 people behind you, then you're kind of helping. So one thing I've started doing is to prevent getting focused, I'll actually stay in the air when the fight's on the ground, and I'll just do air-to-ground AoEs in mostly glacial shards. Because even if I'm not doing much damage, it CCs the people on the ground, and that gives my other teammates a much better fighting chance, and it prevents me from getting focused because they're like, well, he's in the air, we can't really do anything about that. And still, I hit like maybe 3k damage on ground targets, and so if it crits, that's 6k. If there's an HF, it actually can get kills, and I've been actually getting kills with air to ground. And here I got purged. It was really depressing, and I think I died. But anyways, so that's one strategy. If you find yourself getting hard focused in team fights, and you still wanna you wanna do the best that you can, I would suggest trying air to ground damage, and then as soon I don't do it like 100% of the time. As soon as I see an opportunity, I drop to the ground and go full on damage to try and kill as many people as possible. So that's one thing. And of course, using your chi as much as possible. And one thing that I've noticed that works really well is I try to coordinate with the Vino in my squad, so that when we get into a fight and there's just a ton of people, you ignore all the barbs, you ignore all the seekers, you pretty much ignore all the BMs unless they're on you, and then you focus fire on DDs. Well, no, first you do Vinos and Clerics, and then DDs, and I died through AD there, which is really stupid if you ask me. But anyways, that's how we've been killing our opponents, because our BMs will run in and just start, causing havoc, and then we go straight for the Clerics and Vinos. Usually the Vinos, because they can purge our BMs, and then they won't be able to tank as much. So as you can see here, I just focused on the Vino as the start of the fight, and I go straight in to attack once I hit the ground, which takes forever with my horrible computer. And as you can see, here comes the 2-spark skill, just dropping that AoE. You see I hit maybe 5 or 6 people there, which is a really good sign if you're hitting that many people. We drop the Vino, and of course tabbing to Sins is a pretty common thing just because they're easy to kill. And here I fortified that, but lag. But at least I got the physical immune, and so it didn't really do much. And as you can see here, there's another nice little AoE, so I hit 3 people there. I mean, as a psychic, it's all about just dropping those AoEs like crazy and focusing on the right targets. When I'm not getting focused, it's like me and the Vino, we hunt down the priority targets, and those are obviously the Venos, then the Clerics, and then once the Venos and Clerics are dead, we find their hardest hitters. And as you can see, there's more red tides coming down, but there's not very many people there. Anyway, so, you know, if it's like, if it's a wizard, if it's a good wizard, you know, we'll focus them, or a really strong archer, or not even a strong archer, but just an archer that's hard to kill. You know, focusing on that. And the nice thing is, between psychics are such a great combo class. They work really well with just about any other class in the game. I mean, like if you've got a BM and a Psi, like the stun HF combo plus the hard magic, the fast magic DD, or, you know, with the Veno, it's just psychic with purge. That's nasty. And this is a pro cleric trying to plume shot a fully buffed Psi. I think it's kind of funny. It's kind of cute, actually. I don't really know why I wasted my Apoth. I thought there was going to be a lot more people coming right there, but as you can see, the Veno came back, and it's self-buffed only, like or it's no buff, actually. You just gotta drop those Venos, because even with no buffs, they can still drop a purge, and you just gotta end that stuff. So yeah, that's mostly what I do in the PK, is try to focus on people with people. And I got Armad there, and I don't remember if I tried to expel or not, which sucks. Anyways, so like I was saying, psychics, they just combo well with so many different classes. Like you put a psychic and an archer together, it's like basically you stand just wide enough apart that any melee DD has to choose which one of you to go to, and then if they go for the Psi, you've like physically immune yourself while the archer just shoots them in the back. If they go for the archer can just kite like a mofo, and like you'll never catch up to them. And as you can see, some more AoEs going out here, but you know, psychic Veno is just a great combo, because, you know, the psychic is not a hard DD like the wizard. We have hard hits, but it's nothing like what they can drop with BT or anything like that. So when you purge somebody, though, it really evens the playing field, and it makes that psychic fast DD come out really strong, unless we're talking like full Jade builds. So it's a really nice combo to have that, because, you know, between the Veno purge amp and then suddenly, oh, by the way, this is the pro HF, where I got HF'd and then nobody hit me, not even the BM. I just think that was pro. And then I believe that the Veno, or that BM just used a cheap pot, it looks like, because I saw the, you know, the flash, but you're gonna see right here, the Demon Spark. I'm like, what, really? Anyways, so yeah. And I mean, you can combo with a Sin really well. I mean, just it's 1 hard physical DD with mad CC skills at the same time as fast magic. It hurts, you know, like a Sin focused with a Psi. So I mean, like in my squad, you see I've got Sins, I've got a Veno, I've got a BM, and there's an archer. So when I assist attack off a cleric, you know, half the time the Sin's right there on top of the same cleric. The Veno's coming in to purge those high priority targets. The BM's dropping HFs whenever, you know, whenever he focuses on a single target. Like if he calls for the assist, then I just, you know, assist attack off him and then start blowing stuff up. And I mean, it's a matter of coordination, and our faction has pretty damn good coordination, if I do say so myself. It's getting better every fight too, so anyways, you know, I guess, yeah, psychics are just really great support classes, like I said in my last video. And it's not just support skills, there is support DD, and it's really helpful. So yeah, one thing you really do have to be aware though of when the focus is going to come on you. If you know it's coming, white voodooing is really amazing. I was getting like 3 or 4v1'd at one point out of the safe zone, because I was with 3 other people and they all died. Yeah, which sucked, but it was basically there was like 4 enemies on me, and I went white voodoo and literally just kited around saying, "Are you guys coming back out of the safe zone? Should I come back to the safe zone?" Because I was having no problem tanking these 4 people, and there was like a barb and a Sin and another barb or something like that, and a seeker maybe, but like really, in White Voodoo, a fully buffed Psychic is such a pain to kill. You can take so much abuse that it literally takes like a massive squad to kill them. Or it takes hard CC plus setup. Like, if you get a Sin and a BM just stun locking them while you've got DD sitting in the background, then, it's a matter of burning their Genie and APOS, and then it's GG, they're gonna die. But anyways, yeah, right here, this is a bad place to be standing, so I burned my APOS just because I knew I got HF'd, and then I knew there was people within DD range, so it was just risky. But I ended up not getting attacked, which was like, yeah, whatever. So here, again, just that Glacial Shard's proccing on people, it keeps them from moving, and it makes the team fight stronger on our side. And, grouping up is a very unwise thing, because it just lets Psy AoEs get spammed and you just destroy people nonstop. So yeah. Anyways, if you don't know how to kite, learn from an archer, or learn from an archer that knows how to kite, that is, because there's archers that don't know how to kite and they just fail as a class. But anyways, you've got to know how to kite out. And oh yeah, I was on Skype with somebody I was on Skype and them actually, and they DC'd. So you're about to see a Skype window pop up, I think. Possibly. Anyways, right there, I just burned my physical immune because the barb I knew was going to come and focus on me, and I was like, well, plus 12 barb, it can hurt, so I'm just going to be careful and not risk that. I think he saw the physical immune and he changed to the Vino behind me or something. But anyways. Yeah. Here we turned around to try and kill him, I think. Oh, yeah, there's the Skype window. Anyways. Trying to think of what else to say. Oh, yeah, like, I've said it before, I think, but you've got to master your fortifies. Like, and you really got to master your fortifies, because considering the amount of lag that comes in for the average person, I mean, I know there's people who are rocking those awesome computers out there with, like, Core i7 processors, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and a video card that costs $300, like, yeah, okay, they can, they don't even have to play. They've got such a good computer. But anyways, you have to fortify, and you have to fortify the second you think a stun's coming, because if you wait to say, if a BM's coming kind of towards you, and you're thinking, oh, he might stun me, you gotta fortify pretty much before, like, when he's at the 10-meter mark, because if you wait till, he's like within cast range with lag, you're not going to get the fortify off in time, which is what happened to me before. So yeah, and I mean, there was one team fight, I don't think I got it recorded, yeah, but what they were doing is they're duo teaming with barbs. So they had their full plus 12 Vite build barb, the demon armor, plus their full plus 12 Jade of Steady Defense Sage barb, and the two of them would focus on the highest DDs on our side, and they would basically, between Mighty Swing, Occult Ice, and their 79 AoE stun, they would just like CC a DDer really hard, and then Occult Ice, and then dual Arma them, and so they were trying to drop people like that, and I got caught in it once because my Fortify lagged and I got Occult Ice, so the next time they came in, I dropped the Fortify really early, and so their first Mighty Swing didn't do anything, they couldn't follow up with Occult Ice, and on top of that, both of them got solo silenced, and then I just physically immuned and walked away, and as you can see, I dropped a nice AoE there, hit a ton of people. When you see that many people grouped up, it's like Christmas. Just start dropping AoE like mad. So yeah, a few mechanical tips. I've changed my key bindings, which I've probably mentioned, to Shift 1 through 6, F1, and F2, except I recently changed F2 to Q, as you can see on my on the left-hand skill bar there. But for people who use the F keys normally, well, first of all, an explanation of why I changed my skill bindings is the F keys are not easily accessible, at least not on my keyboard. So by changing it from like basically 1 to 9 and Shift 1 to 6, it makes it a lot easier to hit. So that's why I did that. But if you do have good F keys that you can use without a problem, it leaves your Shift 1 through 8 or 1 through 9 as select squad member. So as you can see, I have assist attack on 3. So if I was using normal key bindings, I could easily just do Shift 1 3, So I only have to press 2 button combos basically, and I'm assist attacking my squad lead, or actually the first person in my squad since I'm squad lead. But if you are in TW or PK, I would, and you know, it's all about assist attack. If you're not doing it, you're not doing it right. So this is the fastest way to assist attack, literally, is to know the keybind of the person who's calling targets. For example, if it's your squad lead, they're going to be shift 1. Or for me, I think I have squad lead programmed to F3 or something crazy like that. But you need to basically hit that keybind, then you need to hit the assist attack keybind immediately after, so that you can get those assist attacks really fast. And right here, they squad signated behind us, and there was 10 people who were literally like AFK. They squad signed and didn't do anything. So my BM, I told him, he runs straight in, stun HF, I drop a red tide, and we wiped like 6 of the 10 in like 2 seconds. And then the rest of the people got wiped. And then at the same time, the people who weren't in that squad that got signated came out of Westgate. So then we all holy pathed back to Westgate and wrecked them. It was really bad. But anyways, like I was saying, your keybinds, assist attacking, doing it fast is important, because the faster you can get on the same target, the faster you can focus one target. It gives them less reaction time to try and throw out their genie, and the idea is if you can kill them before they can get their 8-path off, then you're just, you're doing better for the whole team. I had something else to say about key bindings, I feel like, or efficiency. And I totally spaced what it was. But, I mean, oops. What is that? Oh, yeah. I accidentally tapped in my recorder. But anyways, I see a lot of people who keybind with, like, all their skills are on the 1 through 9 tab. And then they've got, like, potions and, like, assist attack and a bunch of, like, not so helpful stuff on their second tab, and I think like half of them do it just because they like having those potions on key, but in my opinion, like, crab meat is not something I would keybind. Like, it's not as important. And so for me, as a DD class in particular, it's all about having the most amount of skills available to me on my fingertips without having to use my mouse. So as you can see, all the important skills that I use constantly are on my keybind. So, all my attacks, with the exception of the 2 spark skills, the damage over time skills, and then the aqua cannon, like, every other DD skill is on a keybind, as well as my my 2 stunning and reflect, like, every 30 seconds. The second they're on cooldown, they should be cast. So of course those are on my slightly less accessible keybinds, but still, like, my fingers are used to it, that I can of course drop a stunning or retaliation in like half a second. As you can see, I just cast them. And then my psychic will, of course, I love having that on a keybind, because when you psychic will, it's nice to combo it with genie or MDef charms in particular, because if you're getting hard focused by a ton of DDs, throwing down the physical immune deals with all the physicals. But then what happens if you got magic DDs, like, just destroying you? Well, that's what you need to pop those MDef charms. And of course, I switch blessings constantly in fights depending on the situation. Like right now, since I'm not getting focused at all, I'm just, Jones blessing, let's pick up 15 attack levels and start nuking. So, like, the idea is, with all my attacks and skills that I need to use on the keybinds, it leaves my mouse free to click on people, move my character, move my camera, but at the same time I can be spamming crab meat, herbs, defense charms, apoth, blessing switches, anything like that. Like, my mouse is, it's usually hovering between controlling my camera and then just pressing stuff. And right now, since I'm not getting focused at all, I'm just controlling my camera. But if you see times, maybe in my videos, when I'm getting attacked by a lot of people, my mouse is basically flying between defense charms and potions, spamming them, and my fingers are doing the rest of the work. So it's like, in my mind, it's like, optimize your efficiency, make everything I can, put everything I can on the keybinds, and then use my mouse to do everything else. And of course, genieing is usually mouse, except I did put Fortify on my keybinds because it's good. And I do click my Will Surge anytime I'm DDing a side buff target. And it's funny because, like, this enemy faction, man, Like, everybody has psi buffs. Oh, and look, they have to have a level nothing Purger with no gear on who comes out all the time. It's one of their alts, I assume, because, I mean, it just comes out and purges people, which is really lame, guys. If you have to log Vino alts, like, come on, seriously? Anyways, so yeah, I think on the DD classes, this is the most important thing, is making yourself as efficient as possible, because you need to get those skills out, and at the same time you need to be able to kite away as quickly as possible. So it's really important, and we are getting near the end of the vid. I mean, this was way before server shutdown, but of course my computer couldn't handle it, and I ended up accidentally recording like a ton of standing or like rebuffing and stuff like that, so it was really stupid. Anyways, got purged here, sucks, but yeah, I mean, it's really important that you make yourself as efficient as possible, and that's like why I use both my skill bars as much as possible. So yeah, that's my advice for some group PK. Hopefully we'll get some more of it. I have rejoined my Karma faction now, so yeah, this was just a temporary thing. We destroyed them in TW, we destroyed them in PK. Enough said, pretty much. GG. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, hope you learned some things, and I guess I will see you on the next video. And here's where, like death, look at that pro, look at those damage scrolling. Anyways, yeah, see you next time, guys.